Hello everybody, my name is ZAttack159 and you're watching Sky Factory 2.5. Welcome to episode 4. So, in between episodes, I made a Alumite broadsword. And I also got the Ender, which is a sword from Ender.io, which increases the skull and Ender pearl drop rates. I got that out of a loot bag. As you can see, my new sword does pretty good. Always want to make sure to use the Ender on the Enderman. Get that extra pearl drop chance. But the rest of it's pretty much a one shot for everything. I'll finish clearing that up later. Just wanted to show you out how the new sword. So I want to get started on an automatic sieve setup. And by automatic I mean sand, dust, and gravel all just constantly producing. To do that, we're going to need some pulverizers. But to get pulverizers, we need machine frames, which are just a tin gear with iron in the corners and then the 4 glass. So made 3 of them and 3 pulverizers, which flint, piston, copper gear, reception coil. Nothing major. And I forgot to make extra reception coils. That might not be good. See if I have any more redstone. I have 2. I need 4. Of course. Well, I'm going to get some more redstone and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And to get what we're going to need, to get our power conduits for this, we're going to need an alloy smelter. And to get that, we need a machine chassis, and to get that, we need a basic capacitor. And a basic capacitor is just copper, 2 redstone, and 4 gold nuggets. And you can use these gold coins that you get from loot bags. So that's nice. And the basic capacitor is just, or the machine chassis, it's just a capacitor, 4 iron bars, and 4 iron ingots. And then there is your alloy smelter. I'm also going to go ahead and make 2 sag mills. We're going to need them as well for our setup. And I got our reception coils, and we now have our last 2 pulverizers we're going to need. Yeah. I also am going to make 3 more magmatic dynamos, an auto hammer, which is just 6 iron, 2 iron pressure plates, and a diamond hammer. And I also crafted up 2 more automatic sieves. So to get our conduits for this, we're going to need to use our alloy smelter. I'm just going to pop it down right here. For our item conduit, we're going to need an ender pearl and a piece of iron. And for our energy conduits, we're going to need redstone and a piece of iron. And we're going to need our conduit binder as well. Let that finish cooking up. See, these things use 20 RF a tick, and we are producing 80. So we're going to be good with our 4 setup. You get a pulsating iron ingot with the ender pearl. You're going to want to turn that into pulsating iron nuggets. And then you're going to craft it just like the fluid conduits with 6 conduit binder around it. So it's going to go 3 and 6. And that's going to give you iron or item conduits. Now I want to make an automatic dirt setup. And we're just going to do that right over here. And to do that, we'll put it right here, I guess. We're just going to need our 5 oak barrels. Yeah. I also made this dolly, which is going to allow us to transport barrels and chests while keeping what's in them intact. It does give you slowness and mining fatigue though, while you have it while you have the item selected. Alright. we have our item conduit. You're going to want to set all these to insert, and you're going to insert the leaves on top. I'm using leaves. You can use whatever you want to compost. And that is going. Now we're going to need a way to pull it out. I don't believe you can pull out from the side, so we're going to have a fun time. Now, get our item conduits down. And now's the fun part. We have to put these going output as well. And we're going to need a spot for our dirt to end up. Ta-da! So to do that, I'm going to drop some water down and just kind of water bridge it. And set these to how I want them. Pretty much just going to want to turn it to active without signal. And one more. And we're done. Swim back up. And we have a automatic dirt producing farm. Now, our other conduit should be cooked up by now. And last one. And these you're not going to turn into ingots, they're just going to go in whole. So it's just going to be 3 conductive iron and your conduit binder, and that's going to give you the basic kind of power cables for Ender IO. And the reason I'm doing these is you can run them side by side with the item conduits, and they can occupy the same block, but will not. Oh, I pulled it out of my inventory. Will not use up. Like I can have an item conduit, a fluid conduit, and an energy conduit in the same block. So it's really nice for making compact areas. So let's go set up our automatic sieve setup. Starting with our power conduits. Also made a crescent hammer, which just for that purpose, to knock things off. Here. Couldn't find my dynamos. Have a wonderful automatic lava production going. I also connected it to the obsidian, or stone barrel, so just right click and we get obsidian. Drop that in there. Alright. So I'm gonna run mine underground, kind of. So we can put our first pulverizer here. And we're going to need a pulverizer. We'll set it this way for this one. And the pulverizer is going to take our cobble and produce gravel. But it's also going to give us a secondary output, the yellow, of sand. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to put a barrel on top, and that's going to be our sand barrel. Then that is going to, I got that set up right, is going to output our gravel into our sieve. And then we're going to come over here and repeat the process a few more times. I like to leave a 1 block space in between mine. So for the next one, we're going to need a sag mill, which is going to turn cobble, not the way I wanted to put it, into dust. Or no, sand, my bad. Cobble into sand. Getting ahead of myself. Now, we're going to want to set that to push and push. And we're going to put a barrel up top because you do get a byproduct here. And once again, put our sieve down. Get our conduit, and we now have energy should be coming into our sieve. Now, the last one is a little bit more tricky. We're going to run a sag mill to produce sand, and then we're going to output that into a pulverizer. And the pulverizer is going to take the sand, produce it, and give us dust. Voila. So, configure this. You're going to want to output to red, receive, and push. And push again. Alright, now we're going to need somewhere for these to go. So remember I was saying you can run conduits in the same one? Voila, you can. And I'm going to go down here and set this to extract. I'm going to repeat that process a couple more times with our sand and then our dust setup. And change that to active without signal. And now one more. And this is going to allow us to just constantly be getting resources. Oh, I forgot to put the cable. And I'll put it in the wrong spot. Try not to drown. And we've done that. Now eventually I'm going to run these into auto crafters and auto hammerers. And I probably should have ran the cable or conduits one more down, but oh well. Now, we're going to use our chests. And these were the chests I was using earlier. And I'm going to have to go down again. And reset. These should input. We'll see. Now we're going to need a way to get cobble going into all three of these. I know, right? Fun. So we're just going to set up a little cobblestone generator. Nothing fancy. We've made one of these before. No, I wanted to output there. Just kind of give it a little bit of a cushion. Get water, a bucket of lava, and we have soon as I remove this block. And it made obsidian. I needed regular cobble. Thankfully, I can mine obsidian with my wonderful alumite pickaxe. Albeit not the quickest, but it mines. I do not have my chisel on me. But that's okay. I can just steal a piece of cobble from here. And replace our bucket of lava. And now it should be mining. There. And actually, I want to run that out of here. And then I'm going to run it into a barrel. And then I'm going to run item conduits underneath. Stealing the water for a second. Make sure you set the bottom to receive. And I am one item conduit short. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this. Not the one I actually need to remove. To here. And regain an item conduit. Configure these. And I'm going to go down here and change this to insert. I'm going to have to do that with my input setups. It's changing. Nothing major, just go down, change it to insert. And that part is set up. Now all we gotta do is set up the input for the cobble going into our pulverizers and sag mills. See if I can get two with one. I can lose another piece of cobble. And insert items. Insert items. And one more to go. And I'm drowning. Alright. Now it should be working. And we're back with that. Probably going to take a few minutes to catch up, but as you see, we have gravel going into here. So I'm going to let this run for a few minutes, make sure it's working, and come back and give you an update. Alright, I'm back, and it's running pretty good. Now, the only problem I had is I had cobble that ended up going into my gravel chest and my sand chest. And the way to fix that is to just change the channel that it's on. I don't have another item converter to show you. But if you click on it, you'll see channel, and it'll be like red, blue, green. I just changed it so that the sag mill and pulverizers are on brown, and everything else is on green. So now, when the cobble's pulling out, it can only go into the sag mill and pulverizer. So I just fixed that, so that's why I'm up to 11 there. As you see, the rest of them are going pretty good. I'm going to take these 13 sand here and drop them in the pulverizer and try to speed that up a little bit. So yeah, it's running good. Let's go check on our dirt farm. Oh yeah, one more thing I do want to show you is the extra pulverizer and the alloy smelter I've set up here, and this way I don't have to use the smelter every time I want to make resources. I can just drop my dust in, and it will produce there. And the cool thing about the alloy smelter is it can smelt 3 at a time. So let my 2 gold dust finish, and we should have 2 gold ingots. And yay, drop the iron in there, and voila. So let's check see how much dirt we have. We have 2 stacks of dirt, and we still have 4 stacks of leaves left. So this thing's running pretty good. The last thing I want to do is I want to set up a nether portal. I have the obsidian here, some cobble. We're not going to stay long. We're just going to kind of poke our head in and maybe get a few pieces of netherrack. We have our flint and steel. We're going to put the nether portal up top, I think, actually. Let's put it right back here. Oh, whoops. There. And we are going to the nether. Oh yeah, it's Sky Factory. We don't have, we are just kind of up in the sky. So the nether's just basically another void world, which you can use that to your own advantage if you need to. I'm probably not going to, but we'll see. May set up some auto killers there. We have a lot of moss stone going. 4 more. I haven't used any of it yet, but it's going. And I have 2 moss balls. Think about putting it on the sword and then maybe this pickaxe. As you see, I do have 2 pickaxes now. I made another Adamite pick, which is just kind of our regular breaking pick, and then we have this pick, which is our hammer pick. So I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Remember to like it, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.